The first step towards achieving your dreams is having the right coach. Get the best education with forensic classes by Diksha and make your net forensic exam dreams come true. Download the app now.
Before diving deep into the chapter, we have to understand what is heredity and what is evolution. Okay, so talking about heredity is a process in which characteristic features are getting transferred from one generation to the other generation. Or we can say these characteristic features, sometimes we call trait, are getting transferred from the parent generation to the progeny or offspring. These similar characteristic features we share with our parents and our parents share with their parents. So this process is known as heredity, and this term is also known as inheritance. Okay, so heredity and inheritance are the same process in which characteristic features or similar trait are getting transferred generation by generation, and that is heredity. So talking about evolution, so evolution is a process in which we understand how we have evolved from a unicellular organism to multicellular organisms. Now we have millions and trillions of cells working for us, and this process from becoming the complex organism from a single unicellular organism is known as evolution. So heredity and evolution are really very important processes in biology. Let's understand heredity along with variation in a better way. As I said, heredity is a process by which characteristic features are getting transferred by one generation to the other generation, and it is also known as inheritance. We already know that we have two types of reproduction system. First one is with single parent or with one parent, and the other one is with two parents, and we have two different individuals as a parents. So when we have one single parent, we call it sexual reproduction. So when we have one single parent, we call it asexual reproduction right here. And when we have two people involved or two person involved or two organism involved, we call it sexual reproduction. So this is the two important method of reproduction in organism, and in this process we see getting transfer, and in these two processes we see transfer of genetic material. Okay, so genetic material is something which is responsible for heredity or for inheritance. How? This genetic material gets transferred in the process of reproduction, whether it is sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. And this genetic material contains some important genetic information, and these genetic informations are required to create new organisms. So let's see, when we have two parents and when we have single parent. So when we have single parent like bacteria, they will divide themselves and they will share 100% of their genetic material or their genetic information we call DNA. So DNA is the genetic material which contains genetic information, and all these bacteria will have same 100% same genetic information. That's why they look like each other. They have same characteristic features, same traits in all the generation. Let's say this is a parent. Let's say it's a parent. This is F1 generation, first generation child, F2 generation and F3 generation. All the generations will have same characteristic features. Why? Because they have exact same genetic informations from their parents. When we have two parents, they share their 50% of information. 50% of information from father, 50% information from mother. So we can share 50% DNA from your mother and 50% DNA from your father, and this 50% of DNA will make 100% unique DNA. 100% of unique DNA. Why it is unique? Because all of us look different from each other, right? We might have some similar features from our mom, from our dad, but we are entirely different, even though we are humans, right? So we do not look like each other, but we do have few similarities with our parents or with our grandparents. Why? Because our parents are sharing their 50-50% of DNA with their parents, which are our grandparents. So look at this picture. Here we have a cute little boy, and he have his characteristic features from their mother and father. So look at this boy. He have face like his father. Okay, he have eyes like his mother, right? So this is similar characteristics we share with our parents, but we do have variations. We have similarities. And now let's understand what variation is. As I said, in sexual reproduction, we have two parents, and both the parents give their 50% of genetic information to their next generation, and that 50-50% of DNA will combine together and make a unique combination of genetic information, and that's why we say variation or differences among individuals or organisms or in species. For example, humans have different characteristic features than the animals. Let's say we are different than cats. Cats look different and they are different than dogs. So we have differences among species. We all are from different species, but within a species, for example humans, all the humans are humans, but they do have different characteristic features. Some are very tall, some are really very short, some are fat, some are really very thin. So these variations, some people have different skin color, eye color, different quality of their hair, and everything is all unique and different. So that is difference or variation we got from mixing two different type of genetic information and creating our unique information, right? So that's why variation occur, and because of this variation and because of this differences, we have acquired evolution. Right, this is early human. We are different than early humans. Why we are different? Because of this dissimilarities, because of the variation, because we are creating new combination of genetic information or new combination of characteristic features, and that is the basis of evolution. Because in all those years we are creating, or we have created different unique characteristic features and different unique genetic information. That's why we have evolved over successive generations. So it takes a lot of time. So variation takes a lot of time. So we never know, after thousands of years humans may look different than now, right? Because of evolution. So heredity and evolution are again associated and connected with evolution. So I hope everything is clear. So variation, so here we can see when we have two parents we have high number of variation, but here we are not mixing any DNA, we're just copy pasting that genetic information. All that 100% of genetic information is getting copied and pasted. That's why all the generations of bacteria looks similar. But in humans or in other animals where different organisms are involved, they have high number of differences, high number of variations along with similarities. So having similar characteristics are heredity or inheritance, and making new characteristic features are known as variation because of the mixing of two different type of genetic information coming from the two organisms. So I hope everything is clear. So yes, this is about heredity and evolution. So thank you so much everyone. Have a great day ahead. Till then, take care. Bye.